Good morning, FlossTube. It's Julie with Reflections Framing and Stitching. Today is Sunday, September 16th. I am back from my 22nd FlossTube video. I want to welcome any people that are viewing me for the first time. I appreciate you giving me a shot, and welcome back to anyone who has watched my videos before and is brave enough to return. I appreciate your support. I know I'm not the most exciting person in the world, so that you return means a lot to me. What am I going to talk about today? I think I'll talk about the fair. I've got a ton of new product. I've got some customer pieces I want to show. I have a finish. Dan wanted me to show you his progress on Hawk Run. Yeah, just there's a lot to talk about today, so I'm going to get started. I think we'll start with the fair. Dan and I took off on a Wednesday. The weather was going to be beautiful for once. Usually it's like, 100 million degrees and 100% humidity when we go, but this day it was like in the 70s and there was very little humidity, and it was beautiful. We met Lori, and I've spoken about Lori before. She's the gal that comes and picks up all of our fair entries for us and takes them back to Grand Island, and then she returns them back here to the shop for me. I want to thank Lori for doing that for us. She doesn't have to. It's completely volunteer on her part. She just wants more people to enter the fair, and she feels that if they know a fellow stitcher is handling their pieces and taking care of their pieces, that maybe more will enter. So thanks, Lori. I know it's a big chunk of time for you to do that, and I appreciate it. So we arrived at the fair. We met Lori in the textile arts department, and we looked at all the exhibits. It was very beautifully displayed this year, although it was slightly difficult. It wasn't displayed like by division, so you couldn't really see what your piece was up against. It was a beautiful display, but it was hard to tell, okay, I got this, but that person, who got second, third, and fourth in that division. You couldn't really tell that. So I kind of like to see it. I like to see and try and figure out why one piece got something and another piece didn't. But it was fun. We had a good time. The stats on the fair for me, the people that brought their items to the shop for Lori to pick up, we had 59 items, which was down from last year. Of those 59, there were, I'm going to refer to my note, 31 got awards, and 4 of those awards were special awards, like one of my pieces got the judge's choice. So that was awesome. Total cross-stitch entries this year was 85, which was up from last year. I've set a personal goal now that we're going to break 100 next year. So any of you that are in Nebraska, I want to encourage you to either enter again, enter more, enter for the first time, just enter. I want to break that 100 mark. It is almost surreal to stand there in front of all this beautiful stitching. And and I don't care what your skill level is, it's all beautiful. Some of it may not be to your particular taste, but it's all beautiful. It's all stitched with love, and it's just awesome to stand there and look at it all in one spot. And yes, I have stuff on my walls, but I see it every day, and it's you know, mostly stitched by me or people I know, and I like to see what other people do. So anyway, wherever you are, enter your fair. I'm going to keep bugging you about it. You might as well just do it. I was told by Frances and Natalie, who are two of my favorite customers, that I needed to show my fair entries. You've seen them all, but I told them I would just go over it briefly, so I will do that. The first one you've all seen, Fractor Flowers, and it's really hard to get it. You can see the computer in there. There's really no good way. How about that? That's probably the best. Okay, so Fractor Flowers, stitch on 40 count Murky with my floss conversion. Got a blue ribbon. And I'm pleased with that. Although, again, let me reiterate, I don't do it for the ribbon. I really don't care about the ribbon. That was one person's opinion on that particular day. Could be she's a bird fan. It's not necessarily, Fractor Flowers did not necessarily get a blue ribbon because it was the absolute best stitching job ever seen. It was just that particular day, the judge liked it. She could have got up the next morning and a bird could have crapped on her head on her way to the car, and she'd be mad at birds, and it would have received nothing. So I don't put a lot of stock in the ribbons. My next entry, again, going to be hard to see, is it was our retreat piece under the dome. Very hard to see without the snowman toppling down because he's not glued down or anything. But got a blue ribbon. This is my own design. The under the dome was my design too. This was the Happy 4th of July. I gave this chart to the people who were at StitchCon. It received a blue ribbon also. I feel like I'm missing something. I feel like I had 6 pieces. Oh, one of them is over there. Okay, never mind. You've seen this one too. And again, it's hard to show, but it's from Blackbird Designs. It got a blue ribbon, or not a blue, a red, second place ribbon. And Rabbit from the Primitive Hair got a 5th place ribbon. Lori said she was, people either really liked her or really didn't like her. I'm going to guess the judge was one of those that really didn't like her. And that's okay, because I actually love Henrietta. So I did send an email to Primitive Hair and ask if she would maybe design the male counterpart. She didn't come right out and say no, so fingers crossed, maybe she'll do that for me so I can have a match set. I've already bought the frame just in case, because it might not be available if I wait until she actually does it. But so we're ready. If she does it, I'm ready. I feel like I'm missing one. What am I missing? Oh well, that's what I have. One piece that I did want to share with you, I posted it on Instagram and said that there was an interesting story behind it. I asked Karen, whose piece it is. It's a big one. I've got the chart here. So it's Rose Quaker from Stickadine von der Weinberg. I don't know. You tell me. Anyway, Rose Quaker. It's a beautiful, beautiful pattern. Anyway, she had a new puppy. And unfortunately, she left this where the puppy could get to it. And the puppy decided her Q-snap was a great chew toy. And so in the process, puppy chewed a hole in the middle of this piece. Now, if my puppy had chewed a hole in the middle of my piece, I probably would have taken the piece and thrown it in a drawer and never would have looked at it again, and eventually it would have been thrown away. But Karen, she decided to make lemonade from lemons. And so she took a picture of her puppy and she charted it out. I'm going to set it right here. And she stitched that into the hole where the puppy chewed. And I don't know if you can read that or not. It says, "But Mom," so she got the dog, I'm going to guess the dog's name is Whisper. So there's the full piece. It's a big one. And it's beautiful. The judge didn't really think so, and I think if nothing else, it should have gotten an honorable mention or most creative or something, but it didn't receive anything. So, but I wanted to share it with you all because I think it's a good lesson we could all learn. Just because your dog chews your piece up doesn't mean you have to throw it in the drawer and never see it again or throw it in the trash. You just that story will be in her family forever now, and a part of history, and I think that's just really cool. So thank you, Karen, for letting me share that with everyone. I don't know that Karen watches my videos, but I did tell her I was going to do that, so maybe she will. I think that's it for fair results. Anyway, I'm proud of everyone that entered, and congratulations on your ribbons if you got one. And again, if you didn't, it's just one person's opinion. So don't let it deter you from entering again. Let's see. What else should I talk about? Rodney had a finish, so I think I will show you his finish. I don't have the chart. I'm out of it right now, and I can't remember. It's a Jardin Privé. It's Alice something. I should have written it down, and I didn't. I looked it up, but I didn't write it down. But it's obviously Alice in Wonderland. It's done on a paper mache book box, and then it has little shelves. Rodney's going to put like a teapot and stuff on the shelves. Last time I heard, anyway, that's what he was going to do with it. So he's going to let me keep this in the shop for a little while in case anyone would like to see that. I have a finish. Well, maybe a finish, maybe a partial finish. I haven't decided yet. I'm still trying to figure out. I think I discussed my drawn thread Simply Autumn, and whether I wanted to do it just as a single standalone or all 4 seasons together. I cut my fabric as though I was going to do all 4 seasons together, and the general consensus on my last video seemed to be I should do them separately. I'm still hemming and hawing over that. So all I have done is autumn. Can't see. I'm going to come in close. The leaves are satin stitched. Those were kind of fun. I may still add a little light in these windows since the fabric is so dark. I may add a soft yellow in the windows to make it look like someone is actually home. But I'm happy with how it turned out. I don't necessarily like the stripiness on this tree trunk. I don't know. It just abruptly went from one color to the other, and I'm not real happy with that. But overall, I really like how it turned out. So that was my finish. I think that's it for finishes. I have. Well, we'll go on to Dan's. We'll go on to Dan's Hawk Run Hollow. You're gonna appreciate this. This is the cover page from his Hawk Run Hollow. It's seen some wear, and he colors it off as he goes. He wanted me to be sure I showed this to you so you could see what he has left to do. He just finished up this fencing area in here. I'm not sure his paper is going to hold up for the rest of this, but who knows? It might. So here is the map of Hawk Run Hollow. He just finished this area. It's very pretty. I love how it's turning out. I like these hills here with the flowers in them. I like the colors in that. The fence is cute. The sun. So he's got this area up here to finish, which he likes to say he would have been done with if I hadn't pulled him off to do those ornaments, which he's still working on. He's got, I think, 2 left. He's working on the 8th one, I think. Maybe the 7th. I'm not sure. And then I was bad, and I started something new. And I don't care, because it's been fun. Pains of Love. More Blackburn. Isn't that beautiful? I will tell you though, these letters up here, you just stitch and you stitch and you don't feel like you're getting anywhere because it's got all that fussy stuff around the letters. See that? The colors in this are beautiful. I am stitching it on 46 count vintage lentil over 2 using 1 strand. It's all DMC. I can't, there we go. That's what I've got done. I'm kind of skipping around a little bit. I wanted to do that center motif next, just before I go back up here and do the rest of the alphabet. But I'm really enjoying this one. I think these squirrels are adorable. And I do love the alphabet when it's done. I just am not necessarily enjoying that process. The border is kind of fun. It reminds me a lot of the quilts from Long Dog border, but not nearly as fussy. So it's coming along well. I'm really liking it. Let's see, what else? That's it for what Dan and I have been working on. I haven't been stitching as much as I normally do, just because I've been kind of tired lately, and then trying to get ready for retreat, which is, like I said, about a month away. So I think now we will maybe, I've done my WIPs, I've done the finishes, the fair. I think it's time for new in the shop. Lots new in the shop. Lots. Some of it is new, some of it is replacements. You're just going to see it all. So if you don't like seeing new product, you may go watch someone else, or go stitch, or take a walk, or whatever it is you want to do. It's going to be new product. I think the rest of it. I have a couple of Halloween pieces I took off the wall that I was going to show, but otherwise it's mostly new product. This series from Kathy at Hands On Design is adorable, and this is my favorite so far. Next to the Oh Say Can You See, that one was really pretty too. I just really like this finish. The pillow is cute, but I really like her little short stack. And it comes with the beautiful purple. Look at that color. Gorgeous. Velveteen. It's to be stitched on 32 count colonial parchment by Fabrics by Stephanie, and it uses Gentle Arts and DMC. I'm having a lot of trouble kitting anything up that uses Gentle Arts, because my wall, there's probably 15 to 20 Gentle Arts that are back ordered. So I have a slew of things that people want and can't kit it up for them because I don't have the floss, and there's not a real good, some of the colors, there's just not a real good option to swap out with a different line of colors. So, but this is really cute. I like it. Heart and Hand. This is part of their series with the crow and the red bird. Tom Turkey. He's a cute little turkey. Look at his little tails just sticking straight up. Very simple, just an alphabet and the turkey, but it's very cute. Part of the series, so if you're doing the series, you need to add that one. Another series that's been really popular, and it must be really popular everywhere because I keep ordering the first parts and they keep getting back ordered, but the Haunted Mansion. This is part 5, I think. It's 5, maybe. But I can't get parts 1, 2, 3, and 4. They were back ordered. It's frustrating. I may have shown this one last time. I don't know. I couldn't remember if I had, so I pulled it anyway. Nantucket Sewing Set from Stacy Nash. I absolutely love that anchor with the floral around it. Love that. Even though we're as far away from the ocean as you can get here in Nebraska, I do like that, and I like that whale. A companion, well, not a companion, but another Stacy Nash that's that's new to the shop is the Berry Basket sewing tray. Has a pin disc and a strawberry pin keep. I think this is really cute. Picture's not very good. It's kind of dark. So I pulled the fibers and the fabric, which is just natural, raw natural swag-art. So there's the raw natural, and there's the pretty colors. Look how pretty that is. A second option that's just very, very similar to the natural. This is a kind of gray and not, I would call it more of a cool color. If you wanted to warm it up just slightly, and just slightly darker, I've got Creek Bed Brown, which is an R&R. And again, you're not going to see a whole lot of difference here, but that would be another option. And like I said, it's a little bit warmer in tone and just slightly darker. I'll put a piece of the natural half and half. Maybe you can see the difference then. Either is beautiful. I just know some people prefer a little bit warmer tones to the fabric. Let's see, we have Madame Chantilly, always a favorite. Black Cat. I think that's adorable. Love the keys. The creepy old houses. Very cute. Madame Chantilly Pumpkin Thieves, which is adorable. The witch driving the Zeppelin. It's got all the pumpkins. Cats hanging onto the string. It's really cute. Sarah Gormani, probably fracturing that. Autumn 2018. This one's kind of hard to see. I'll hold it as close as I can. It's cute. This squirrel up here is adorable. And from the same designer, Happy Halloween. Pretty colors. This is an interesting, that's not stitched. That's, I'm sure someone that quilts can probably tell me what that's called. But it's some sort of a quilted or stitched, sewn border, not stitched. Look at the teeth on this, in this boot. It's really cute. Okay, how about a little Christmas? Merry Little Christmas from Abby Rose. I like the house. Christmas Night. It's a wee one from Heart and Hand. People have been having trouble figuring out what that says, and it's stockings hung. This is hung, although it is hard to make out. So it's stockings hung, lights aglow, 'tis the night of Christmas. I always like my sayings to rhyme. I don't know if that's just a me thing, but I wish that rhymed. It's a cute design though. Glad Tidings. It looks to me, and I don't have my glasses on, so I'm just guessing, but I think that might be the manger with the baby Jesus in it and a sheep. I'm gonna guess that's a rabbit. Not sure what that is. That would be the Star of Bethlehem. And that's really cute. Satsuma Street has come out with some kits, perforated paper kits that are adorable. These are Halloween. Yeah, they're all Halloween. Miss Witch. And everything is in there. I mean, you get all the pretties. There's a needle, all the floss, the perforated paper is in there. Isn't that cute? R.I.P. Again, everything is in there. All the sparkly bits. Night Owl. And Mr. Cat. That's pretty. Sequins, beads. Very cute. Love it. Not even going to try on this name. It's from Alessandra Adelaide. I'm guessing it's got something to do with pumpkins. Very quirky. Love it. Kind of look, you know, like they're little houses. I think that'd be really. Oh look, the one says school. Now that I'm looking closer, like this says school. I really should have my glasses on. Firefighters, I think, is what that one says. And that's all I can read without glasses. So I like that one. Autumn is the Second Spring from Annie B's Folk Art. I went ahead and pulled the floss and some fabric for this one because I'm thinking that picture doesn't do it justice. It calls for 32 count parchment from Weeks Dye Works, and it uses a blend of Gentle Arts and Weeks threads, and there's a bonus thread keep pattern also. Okay, so I did not pull the parchment from Weeks. I pulled colonial parchment from Hand Dyed by Stephanie, which I think would be beautiful on that. These colors are gorgeous. Look at that. This is beautiful fabric, by the way. If you haven't seen it, it is beautiful. It has some nice modeling to it. Hey, Raggy. So I think that one stitched up is going to be way better than the picture. Kathy again, Automaker's Farm. This is the one, you know, Priscilla does the chalk drawing, Kathy converts it into a cross-stitch piece. Love the buffalo check letters up here. Very cute. Pretty, pretty. Tempting Tangles. This is not apparently new. The Great Cheshire Pumpkin reminds me very much of a Praiseworthy Stitches. That witch is, look at her. The moon's got a jack-o'-lantern face in it. There's cats everywhere. There's one hanging on to the witch. Satsuma Street, Folk Flowers. It's like rose malling. It's really pretty. Tiny Modernist, for you book lovers, it's called Book Lover Motifs. Happily Ever After, I Love Books, Just One More Chapter, Love Your Library, and then just all these little, could do a lot of different things with this one. Kathy Barrick has a couple new ones. Little Robins. It reads, in frost and in snow, when the winds do now... No, sorry. Let me start again. In glasses. I should never try and read without them. In frost and in snow, when the winds do blow, little robins do whistle and sing. Of all the birds, they are best with their pretty red breast, and their music does make the woods ring. It rhymes. I like it. It's supposed to be stitched on 36 count relic from Picture This Plus, and they used needlepoint silk and thread gatherers, but there is a DMC conversion for it. Birds are real popular. Have you noticed that? Early fractor drawing. I love a good fractor. Let's see. Stitched on 40 count Wren. Needlepoint silks and thread gather, but there is a DMC conversion. The colors look, this bird, what color is that? Clove, maybe? I don't know. Anyway, it's cute. I'm saying cute a lot. Okay, what other word can I use? It's beautiful. Threadwork Primitives. This is a series. It's been out for a while. This is the latest in the series, Quaker Fancy Star Pinwheel. .36 count vintage purled barley by Lakeside Linens. Uses DMC. And she stained the linen with a mixture of walnut crystals and water before stitching the design. So she wanted it aged a little bit more than what the vintage purled barley is. Okay. I don't know about where you're at, but here in my shop, this new series from Cottage Garden Samplings, the Songbird's Garden, has been flying off the shelf. They're beautiful designs. This is the latest one. It's Winter's Wisdom. There is a crap ton of colors in it, and it's supposed to be stitched on 36 count tin roof from Weeks Dye Works, which looks like that. It's more green in person than what it's showing on here. Think kind of dried thyme from Gentle Arts green. It's not a brilliant green, but it is green. It's just not showing as green on here. Anyway, I pulled the colors, and those would be fine, except for I'm a little worried about, if it were me, I think this is going to disappear. And this fabric just doesn't read winter to me. So I had a customer come in who did not want to do it on that, so we chose Feldspar from Picture This Plus. Let me see if I can get things spread out here a little bit. I love that. Everything's going to show up well. It has that wintry look. There's a hint of the browns in there. There's this really bright yellow, but that's just a little bit of the bird's head, so don't let that freak you out. It's just this part right here. Don't let that. Anyway, I think this is gorgeous. I love this fabric. I haven't stitched on it yet, but I do love the fabric. It's a pretty color, and that series is beautiful if you haven't seen it. The Christmas ornament issue arrived, and I know I've heard other people say that they were underwhelmed by it. Now, I personally, just on the cover, is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 that I would stitch. So I think it's just, I don't know why people, the Brooks books, how cute is that? The barn, church barn is cute. I love the little hat with the words in the middle and then the elf feet. There's two, there's this one and a similar one. I think those are beautiful. This is cute. The joy with the little, it's got a little, I would probably say that's a blue jay. So I don't know. I found, you know, the magazine is $10, $9.99. And right there I've got, you know, 5 projects for $10. Where are you going to find that? But that's just me. There's quite a few that I like. I haven't had a chance to look at the, you know, they always put recipes in here, and I haven't had a chance to look the recipes over. I'm a real picky eater, so sometimes the recipes don't work for me. The speaking of recipes, at the Nashville market that's in March, they're asking people to enter, shops and designers, I think, to enter, well, not enter, submit a couple of favorite recipes, and they're going to put together a market recipe book that then can be ordered by you, the general public. So you might want to be thinking about whether that's something you would want, and let your LNS know that you would be interested in that recipe book. I thought it was kind of a cute concept, and I need to remember to send in a couple of recipes for that. Let's see. Back to work here. I replenished. These are not new by any means, but my Barbara Anna Halloween charts were pretty picked over, so I replenished those. I thought I'd just go through those real quick and show them to you. This is Alley Quartet. Look at the googly eyes on those. I think it's adorable. Very cute. Old Halloween Tree. I love that one too. I've always loved the A Wicked Plant. Look at the teeth on that. And a little kitty. October 31st. Lots of things to like on this one. The kitty, alphabet, all the little, look at the little spider over here. Spooky ABC. It's kind of fun, brightly colored. Spooky Companions, Beware and Boo. He looks like he's been drinking a little bit. And The Branch, Come With Me All Hallows Night. And I cannot read the words, I don't think. Let's see. Come with me all Hallows Night. Will frighten everyone in sight. Such pranks for once are justified, and fun and frolic amplified. I love to stitch these over one on a 25 count. They're just so cute. All right. I think I'm down to just showing you a couple of Halloween things from the wall. Well, that went faster than I thought it would. Guess I'm not real chatty today. I've seen several people stitching this one recently. Halloween Royal Family, Madame Chantilly. I stitched this one right after it came out, because there's just something about those quirky little people that spoke to me. I made mine into a pillow. And this is kind of a acid green. It's not, again, not showing acid green, but it's kind of an acid green color. And then I put this lovely furry, because, you know, they're royal, so they need to have something special on the back of their pillow. There's just something about their eyes that just drew me in. Barbara Anna, Something Wicked, and I think I've shown this before, but I had Dan make me the horn book. So this is stitched with just the DMC, and then I painted walnut crystals over the top of the fabric, because I didn't want her stark white face to be as stark as it was, and I stitched it on raw natural, and I wanted a little more aged look. So when you paint it after you've finished it, you get this kind of halo effect around things, which I like. cute. And last but not least, and I'm going to have to, this is my last chart of this one. It's Creep Sheep. Some creepy old houses just aren't worth the candy. And I may have shown this one way back in the beginning. Hoffman no longer carries that chart, so I'm going to have to send an email to Kit and Bixby and see if I can get more of their charts, because everybody likes this one. You might notice behind me that you haven't noticed before is that the models are now tagged. It used to be I kept the model charts on the wall. You can just see over here, there's one here and there's one on that end of the wall, and that's where I would keep the model charts. But the model charts were walking away without necessarily being paid for. So when Dan would cover the shop for me, like when I'm gone to market or retreat or something, and someone would come in and they would want something from the wall, and he doesn't know the names of any of them like I do, so he'd be staring for hours and hours, and it would end up it wasn't there because the computer would say that there were 3 of them, but there weren't 3 of them. So we decided we would just number all of the models and keep the charts behind the front counter, and that way I can keep a better handle on them, and he would be able to find them easier because they're all numbered. So he just has to look at the number and then go to the drawer and pull it out. I think that will make life easier for him. So we took everything down off the wall, numbered them, put them in a file cabinet, and I'm working on a master list, because what I found is it's great when you pull one and customer wants to see the chart before they buy it, so you pull the chart, and then they decide they don't want the chart, which is fine, but I can't ever remember what number it was. So then you have to come back to the wall and get the number and then take it back up front. And yeah, it's not a huge long walk, but if you've got a shop full of people that are needing your attention and you don't want to leave things laying out on your counter, it's just going to be easier to have the master key with the name and the number behind it so you can refile it. So I'm working on getting that into an Excel spreadsheet, but unlike Stephanie from Just Keep Stitching, I am not real good at Excel, so it's a struggle. The struggle is real, people. The struggle is real. So that's why those little tags are there. And so far we're liking the system. The customers are having a little bit of trouble getting used to it, but they'll adapt, and in the end it's going to be better. There's nothing more disappointing than going, I think, into a shop and seeing something on the wall and then saying, oh, I don't have that chart. So this way I know exactly what's in the drawer when I pull one out, and if I've only got one left, I know it's time to order it, whereas when they were over here, you didn't always know what was there, what wasn't there. So I think it'll be a better system for us. I just need to decide. Right now I've got Halloween hanging on there, but I think what I'm going to do is move the Carrie silks to one side, because I'm noticing that people aren't going over to this corner to see the charts that are over there. So I think I'll move the Carrie silks over there And I don't know what I'll put on this side. I haven't decided yet. I don't know that I have anything else to talk about. I said retreat is coming up about a month from now. I have the Ort containers all done, so that's good. Working on a couple new designs. And yeah. I have been watching a lot of FlossTube. I have not been commenting on a lot of FlossTube, but I do have a very long list. Look at my long list of people that I've been watching. Kitten Stitcher. I'm learning a lot from her. I don't know about you, but I'm learning a lot from her. I really enjoy her videos. Just Keep Stitching, Pam and Steph, of course. Stitching Between the Lines. I've watched a couple of hers. Kathleen from Kathleen's Trodden Trails. Caroline from Off the Grid Needle Arts is someone that I just started watching. I don't know where I've been. She's got a bazillion videos, and I don't know what hole I was living in, but apparently I somehow missed her. I enjoy her videos. Nell from Little Yellow House. Deb and Liz from Country Stitches. I enjoy their relationship is fun to watch. I really enjoy theirs. Lisa, Kindred Stitcher. My God, that woman has so many WIPs, and they're so beautiful. She did a WIP parade in the last video that I watched of hers, and I was just gobsmacked at the beautiful pieces that she's working on. Stitching and Doodah, Donna and Shauna. They're hilarious. Cindy's Cross Stitch, she's a sweetheart. Jen's Stitching Niche, always enjoy hers. Cheryl McKinney is a new one for me. Again, don't know where I've been, but Cheryl McKinney, Tranquil Stitches. Missy Purcell. She, if I'm remembering correctly, has just released a cross stitch design on her Etsy shop, and she's also dyeing her own fabric, so you might want to check her out. And her design was really cute. It was a Halloween design, and it was really cute. And Leslie Hurley. There's others, but I didn't write them down, so I apologize. But that's who I've been watching. Couple of new people, and then the oldies but goodies. Other than that, I thought about going down to Galleria in St. Charles, not as a vendor. As Kitten Stitcher said, you've got to have something unique, something different that would bring people into your shop. And I don't really have anything unique or different, so I just thought it would be fun to go. But it's a 7-hour drive, and I'd have to close the shop, and I've closed more than I would really like to be closed this summer, so I decided against it. But all of you who are going, have a great time. Make sure you show all the things that you get, because that's always fun. Last night I watched the new Hallmark movie. I am a Hallmark movie junkie. I will watch them over and over again. Doesn't matter if they're new, they're old. I will watch them. I think part of the appeal is they are easy to watch and stitch at the same time, because there's, not a real complicated plot line. So you can pretty much just listen without watching, except for, the end of the movie, the Hallmark kiss. You always got to look up for the Hallmark kiss. But Dan and I, well, not Dan. Dan sat down to watch it and was asleep in about 2.2 seconds. So pretty much he woke up for the Hallmark kiss. And, but that's what we did last night, was stitched and watched the Hallmark movie. I had posted on my Facebook page about watching it, and to you know, post your beginning at the beginning of the movie where you were at in your piece, and then progress picture. And I worked on, what did I work? Harvest Keeper from Plum Street Samplers last night. And I stitched solid those 2 hours, but I have to be the world's slowest stitcher because I didn't make a whole lot of progress. But I think there's another new Hallmark movie next Saturday night, so I think I will do the same thing. So if you would like to join us, that's on the Reflections Framing and Stitching Facebook page. We'd love to have you post your progress on there. And not much else going on as far as I can see. There will be a Kathy Barrick trunk show here at the shop in October, November. So I'm looking forward to that. And Kathy from Hands On Design is going to be coming in April for a class, finishing class. So if you're in the area, stay tuned for those details. I haven't decided how many people I can squeeze into here. I can, with the tables that are currently set up, we can get 24 comfortably, but I can move some of the displays forward, and I could probably put up 2 more tables. So I might be able to get 36 in here if I needed to. I don't know that we'll have that many people sign up, but I'm hoping. This is the first time I've done a class, so we'll see how it goes, and if it goes well, then we'll think about doing it again. That's it. I think I am done rambling. I am not a good rambler. I've thought briefly about doing a Stitch With Me. I like Teresa Kitten Stitcher's way of doing that. I prefer to see your face. I don't necessarily want to see your stitching. I would prefer to see your face. But I'm not, I don't know that I would find anything interesting to talk about for a half hour, 45 minutes. I just don't know that I could do that. I tried once with when I was stretching. It was a Stretch With Me video. And I thought I went to sleep while I was watching it, so I knew you wouldn't sit through it, so I just deleted it. But that's what I'm going to do now. I've got a crap ton of framing to work on, so I'll be here all day. Rags is with me to keep me company. Rags, did you want to come say hello? Raggy, you want to come say hello? Come here. Come here. You coming up? Come here. Come here, Rags. Come here. Come on. Come on. Oh, that's how you're gonna do it. Okay. Look at this hair. I brushed it this morning. Look at that hair. It's got a life of its own, doesn't it? Yes, it does. Can you turn around so they can see your sweet face? There. There's my Raggy. Sit down. There. Yeah, that's a good girl. That's a good old Rags. Yeah, that's a nice puppy. Anyway, we're going to be here all day. I hope you have a good Sunday. Do some stitching for me. And I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.